I once had a member in one of my congregations who was paralyzed from the torso down. And she had recovered quite well, really, from a horrible automobile accident, but she had been left permanently paralyzed. And she came to me and she wanted me to have a healing service at the church. And I told her that I was very happy to keep her in the prayers permanently, but that she did not need a healing service. If God wanted her to walk, she would walk. And if God was not ready to grant her that healing, no amount of religious falderall was going to force God to intervene in her situation. She didn't like my answer. So she went to the big evangelical church down the road where they had a healer on staff, and he did healing services every week. And she went every week to this healing service, and she saw blind people receive their sight, and she saw lame people walk. She saw people writhe in the floor in some sort of spiritual religious ecstasy. She heard people speak in tongues and dance around in the aisles as though they were veritably possessed by the Holy Spirit. But she did not walk. She, in fact, got no better at all. She went to the pastor of the healing service and asked, why? Why were all of these other people getting healing and she was not? And he told her because her faith was not strong enough, that she needed to believe more. So she studied her Bible. She went to every Bible study that they offered there. She was at that church every time the doors were open. She got her name on every prayer list that she could find. And still, she could not walk. And so she decided that indeed it was because she had weak faith. And the minister of hoopla and falderall and silliness confirmed her diagnosis. And she was greatly saddened. She was so sad and so disheartened, in fact, that she even came back to me. And this is what I told her. You cannot control God. There is nothing on this earth that we can do to make him do what we want him to do, because he is going to do what is best for us right now. And you can assume, if you are paralyzed right now, it is best for you to be paralyzed right now. I don't know why. And you don't know why. And I can guarantee you that the minister of hoopla, falderall, and silliness over at Six Flags Over Jesus doesn't know why either. Only God knows why. But I can absolutely, positively promise you that the day will come when you will be fully healed. Fully healed. When it is the right time. The Old Testament reading says that after the people of Nineveh repented and turned from their evil, it says God relented of the disaster. See, there's a reason why Jesus quotes Jonah in the New Testament. He says that as Jonah was a sign to the people of Nineveh, so he is a sign to us. As Jonah's work was healing to the people of Nineveh in his time, so Jesus' work is healing us for eternity. We were all, at one time, in need of healing. Some of us have maladies that are obvious, like paralysis, and others have hidden maladies, like addiction or depression. Some are in different stages of suffering. Maybe they've just begun, while others have been suffering for years and years and years. Some of us will be healed of whatever our malady is in this present life. And some of us will not be healed until this present life is over. When we will be healed, everyone of every condition brought on by sin. That is what we confess every week in the Apostles' Creed. Read with me in your bulletins the explanation, it's right in the front part of the bulletin, to the second petition of the Apostles' Creed from Luther. I believe that Jesus Christ, true God, begotten of the Father from eternity, and also true man, born of the Virgin Mary, is my Lord, who has redeemed me, a lost and condemned person, purchased and won me from all sins, from death, and from the power of the devil, not with gold or silver, but with his holy, precious blood, and with his innocent suffering and death, that I may be his own and live under him in his kingdom, and serve him in everlasting righteousness, innocence, and blessedness, just as he is risen from the dead, lives and reigns to all eternity. This is most certainly true. I believe that I am no longer under the power of the devil. I believe that you and I have already been healed. Here the tense of the verb, it's past. When Jesus died on the cross, at that moment, he removed us from the power of the devil. That's what it meant when he said, it is finished. All death and disease and illness and hardship and sadness, we know is from the devil. But none of it is a threat to us anymore. So why then can that lady of whom I spoke earlier still not walk? For that matter, why do I need these silly things? Why are there poor and hungry people in the world? Look at the gospel. Jesus says, follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men. See, Jesus never once promised that we are in this life for pleasure and happiness. The world's a broken place. And from the very start, he called us to work and to witness. St. Paul figured that out, when he figured out that God was strongest in his weakness. In all of our infirmity as well, God works mightily. Our reward is coming. But for the most part, it won't be here until the day of the resurrection. So our prayer is not, oh Lord, heal me from this infirmity. It's okay to ask if you want, but be prepared that the answer may very well be no. Because see, the chances are that he has allowed that infirmity to help you to do the work that he's given you to do. If I had not been raised in an alcoholic home, how would I ever understand addiction the way that I do? How would I ever be able to empathize and minister to people who suffer from the effects of alcoholism? Did I want that particular infirmity? No, I did not. I did not raise my hand and say, hey, God, pick me. I prayed every night that that infirmity would be taken from my home. But the reality is, he allowed it for a reason. Our challenge is to discover, like St. Paul, how to use our brokenness in this world for our work and our witness to God. We're already healed. We're healed by the blood of Christ on the cross. Paradise is already ours, and we're on our way. We're washed clean in the waters of baptism that continually to flow over us, and we're strengthened by the very body and blood of Christ. We're already healed, and we will realize the full impact of that healing when we're through here. Until then, follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men. Now stop complaining and get to fishing.